I always really wanted to sing and to do musicals, and because I always loved singing, acting, dancing, but in my idea it was just not possible to get there. I had quite some years in that, a lot of experience, a lot of ups and downs, and looking for ways and learning, and eventually getting to the point where I even built an organization of multiple six figures.
Welcome to the Big Passion Podcast,
where we explore the secrets of creativity, inspiration, and business. I remember when I started with photography, I started taking photos and putting on the stock site. I was so excited when I got my first 50 cents on those things, like, oh, it's possible, I'm getting money out of this. And I couldn't believe it. It was just me taking photos of, some flowers, some things that I thought were nice. I was like, this would be nice, I like photos of this. And just started uploading in stock websites, and I got some money out of it. It was not so much, but I start. In that moment, it was like, whoa, it's possible.
Yeah, there were like 2 or 3 people who downloaded the photos, and in the end, in that moment, I still remember you were like, I made my first 50 cents or 85 cents or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
But like it was, that is that thing, that it doesn't matter what. It's just that first step, is that first excitement that gets created in that way.
Yeah.
And it's like a spark that goes, and it gives you that push forward to eventually to continue going.
Yeah, and for everyone out there who's looking for a way, for a reason, how to do it. Because once that you are in that mindset, you have that switch and you start searching. You start changing your perspective of what's possible, and you see like so much people there who's doing it, must be a way. This person had an idea and created something. Art is another thing. Most people see it like, this is not possible, you can make money from your art. Like, oh no, art is just for artists, or like people who are lucky, or they were finding a way to get discovered, and like, I got signed by the music label, and now I'm able to make money from music. Or now I got discovered because of my contacts, and I could sell my paint to awesome art collectors or people like that. But there is a path to it. You have to find a way and look for ways to spark that flame, that kindle fire inside of your soul to start making money out of it. And it's possible. You got everything you need to start sparking that flame in your soul. Yes. And it could help you. It's like just a start. Maybe you think like, these things I know, these things I don't know, and you start checking and start asking those questions and sparking that idea that could be that thing for you, could make a difference. And to realize that entrepreneurship and creativity can work together.
I was looking for ways on how to make money with my art. I was looking for ways on how to. I always really wanted to sing and to do musicals, and because I always loved singing, acting, dancing, but in my idea it was just not possible to get there. And the only way how to get there was to become a music teacher, which is a way that a lot of people, a path that a lot of people go for. And in the moment I went for, in the moment that I realized that was also not it, I thought like, okay, if I'm going to, I will find a way on how to make money independently from that, how to create a situation where I could independently from the thing that I love, from my passion, I could then create a situation where I would make money, where I would have the time freedom to do it, where I would have the financial freedom and the time freedom to do it, and then I could like pick that back up. And then I found this health and wellness company where I started to work with them, and I started to sell their products. And the nice thing about that was that I didn't have to create a product myself. I can also surround myself with people. Because that's also a part of it. Like, it's really important to surround yourself with people that are excited about like moving forward, and that want to create things in their life, that want to like move forward with their lives. And so I surround myself with those people. On top of that, I learned a lot on how to do marketing, how to do sales, how to get your product, which was in this case a product from that company, but how to get it to a lot of people out there. And I had quite some years in that, a lot of experience, a lot of ups and downs, and looking for ways and learning, and eventually getting to the point where I had where I even built an organization of multiple six figures. And that is something that eventually I could take that and then put it into something you could do that for another company. Of course, you could create that situation and where you use their products, with affiliate marketing, for example, where you use their products and then you put it into you start selling it. And if you know a little bit about marketing, if you know a little bit about sales, then you could all put that together. But then I thought of we put our ideas together, and your passion for photography and my passions, and then we put that together
with all your knowledge,
with the knowledge about marketing and the knowledge of marketing and sales, and okay, we can do this for this company. I could do this for this company, but I could also just create a situation where I could do it for our own product, where we could do it for our own passion, and how to bring that into in front of a lot of people. And that's how it got started.
Yeah. So what a creative entrepreneur is a person who takes their passion, their love, and decides to make money out of it, to make a living out of it, to decide to take that uncomfortable action and find a way to live their life to the fullest and embody their passion every day while they grow on it.
Yes, definitely.
But what would you think, you as a successful business creator and a seller and a person who decide to start in a different way, first with sales and business, and now you start to step onto entrepreneurship through creativity to the thing you're really passionate about? What would be the first thing, the most important thing you would do to make money as a creative entrepreneur? What would be that thing for you?
I think it is really important to know what that passion is. That's the first thing. Know what you want to. The thing is with creating money from your in any way, it's about providing a service. It's about providing something for someone else.
Yeah.
It's an exchange. It's an exchange of energy. It's an exchange of you deliver something to someone else. You exchange value in some way, and so you need to know what's that value. What am I going to create here? What am I going to create for those people? What's in it for them? Why would they want that thing that I can deliver? And it's really being clear on that thing, really being clear on what am I going to create, what am I passionate about, and does the world need this? Those things you can all put them together, and then you can come up with something. You can also start looking online, start looking on doing your research, and for example, you could come up with something that you think okay, I'm really passionate about this, but you don't know if other people are really in need of that. So don't just go out and start creating something and then thinking okay, well, I'll fall into place, because we've been there, done that, and that doesn't work. So you can better just first go for really check okay, what can I create? In which way can I be of value to all those people out there, all those people that need me? Because we all have that thing inside of us that the world needs. But most of the time we don't know that.
Yeah.
So that's why it's really important to figure out first, okay, what is that specific thing that I can deliver on, that I can give? And then start doing your research, start looking online, start looking in Facebook groups, start looking on Instagram, start looking on different social media platforms, start figuring it out. What is that thing that I could do? How can I be of value? And then you start looking at the group. Who can I create this for?
Yeah.
And then we go into that. So you go into okay, maybe that's you from 5 years ago. Maybe that's you from 10 years ago, or maybe 2 years ago, because you've been there, you've been in that situation. And maybe 2 years ago you were in a completely different situation and you really needed that thing. You really needed something. You really needed to know about something. You really needed that extra push you can create that product. You can create that thing that you needed 2 years ago, and then start thinking about, okay, who is that person? What's their, like, even give them a name, like thinking about it, like what do they look like? Where do they live? How old are they? What do they love? What's their passion? What do they need? Start writing down all those things, and then you have a really clear idea on, okay, what is my what value can I give and for who? And then if you really have that idea, then later on you can start looking at like how to get it in front of those people. So then you start looking at the marketing, you start looking at the sales. We'll go deeper into that, all of that. But that is that those are the two important things to start with, I think.
Yeah, to know who are you selling, and
for your son too,
and what's the product you deliver, what's the outcome you deliver to that person. Like that two thing is like the most important thing when you start creating something. Because I remember in the past, like I was targeting people in general, like everyone needs my product, buy it. For example, as a photographer, you need a shoot for Christmas, and like everyone who could need a shoot for Christmas, for example. But you talk exactly to one person, maybe a pregnant lady who wants a pregnancy shooting for that time. You can talk directly to them what their needs and their wants, and target that market specifically, and it's a lot easier.
You quickly see that photographers, for example, to continue on your example, that they go for a wedding shoot. I do wedding shoots, I do portraits, I do like newborn shoots, I do all the things, like whatever you want me to be. But then if you look at it like from a perspective of like from the client's perspective, like, okay, but that person does all the things and has no experience in maybe has like one portrait shoot experience and also one newborn shoot. While actually if there's a photographer that does just newborn shoots and has like 20, 30, 40 or 200 examples of like, I've had in the past 200 clients that were really happy with the shoots that I did for them. Then of course that like the person is looking for a newborn shoot will like prefer to go for that photographer that does actually that job, and not for the photographer that does like all the things.
And when you're starting, there is nothing wrong with trying different things and see what you really like and what you can understand. And saying like, don't try anything else and just do portraits, for example, or one thing you specifically love. Like if you're a baker, I just sell brownies, for example. No, and you can try a lot of things in the beginning, and maybe you can start doing 1, 2, maybe 3 things, not just one thing. It's okay to do a couple things and build on those 2 things, and from there you can expand later on. Okay, my market is right now portraits on babies, and then you do portraits on kids and maybe to teenagers, or portraits in general. You can start niching out, but it doesn't have to be encapsulated in one thing. You can start growing in that and building up on that and being known by that.
Yeah.
And get your word out there, word of mouth, like, oh, this person took this portrait, oh, this person took this shoot, and you get known. And from mouth to mouth marketing, people like, oh, go for this person. I really love the photos from this guy who took this photo for me, and I'm really excited, and recommend you.
Mm-hmm.
And build upon that, and don't be afraid to experiment in the beginning. And you can do different things, but try to be a master of one thing. You can, and then from there you build up.
Yeah.
And you can create a lot more effect into that. You can really stand out in your market. Because how much photographers, they do everything, but they're not a master of anything. I do everything, every single thing, but I'm not known for one thing. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure like really big people, like for example, you think about Ansel Adams, is known for photographers all around the world, like his style he has of photos, and when people talk about that, like, oh, this guy's awesome, but he's known for a certain thing. That's the same you have to do. You go into movies, Tarantino is known for his style, and what he does, he uses a camera and he creates a story, he presents that thing. So try to master something and be the best in that. Put your foot forward on wherever you're doing.
We hope you've enjoyed this episode. Download your free guide in the link below. Thanks for listening. See you in the next one.